Hi, Lee here from Ahead Solutions. You know, every week we are approached multiple times from members of the public asking effectively for us to create an ID card or cards that are clearly fake. The problem with fake ID and fraudulent ID is really tough. But what does it mean? For us, it means being obviously extra vigilant, doing due diligence checks. Sometimes it's obvious, we can see straight away that the organisation, say for example if it's a public body, NHS, that kind of thing, that we know that the human resources departments within those organisations have already got a process to create, produce and distribute identity cards for new members of staff and for members of staff that are existing but perhaps lost the card. So they've already got the processes. So we've got to keep our eye out for all companies, which is really tricky, obviously, in the UK. It's really difficult to do. And we do that in a number of ways. We have disclaimers on forms. We obviously look at the logo. We'll do checks with Companies House, HMRC, that kind of thing, to try to make as best sure as possible that the ID that's being ordered is one from a legitimate member of that particular company. But you know, we get requests for ID for all kinds of things. You would not believe it. We've had requests for IDs to get in courts of law. NHS is a frequent one. Flight companies, airline companies, helicopter companies, just to name a few. And it's obviously really tough. But what would be tougher is the consequences of the possible consequences, the ramifications of somebody getting hold of an ID and then managing to gain access to the workforce, or maybe to, I don't know, to make an application for some kind of funds or some kind of financial kind of incentive to the application for ID. Who knows what's in the minds of these perpetrators when they try to order the fake ID. But listen, what we have come up with is a few really good solutions for making sure that your ID badges for your employees, for your staff members, are legitimate, easy to spot if they are not legitimate. And I'm going to show you just a couple of examples here. So basically we've got two types of holographic systems that we can use on ID cards. So here's a standard ID card. You know, you've got your company logo here, some information that varies. It could be the name and the job title of the person, dates, that kind of thing, employee ID and a photo ID. That's really typical. On the back, you know, return address if it's lost and found. So we've got two types of holographics, which I'll put some inserts into this this video. One holographic which overlays the entire card, so that when you turn the, in fact I think probably got one right here. So this is yours truly, and if I just show you this, you can see there, if I catch the light, can I catch the light? There you go, there's the holographic that's kind of like it's overlaid, but you still can read the text and see the photo, but you get this really nice iridescent effect that travels the entire length of the card. And there you go, you can see that on the back as well. You can see that, like, can you see that? That looks great. Okay, so that's one. Now this is a really good, you know, it looks the part and makes the cards look authentic, etc. But what I can tell you is that that's pretty much where it stops. In terms of security, this perhaps isn't the best type, because quite frankly, if you can afford to buy the machine that creates this effect, then anyone can do it. So it doesn't make the card unique at all. What does make the card unique is this system that we've introduced, which introduces a holographic ID patch. Now this is very similar. Just bring that up to the camera so you can see that little patch there at the bottom, and I don't think you'll be able to read the words because if I hold it any closer to the camera it'll become unfocused, but in micro text it says it's got words like authentic, original, genuine, etc. Let's just see if you can see that. Okay. But also on here, it's got a unique serial number, which of course, because it's unique, you can allocate to per member of staff, or we can do it, and then you can take the serial numbers and make a note of them. You could, if you wish to, if you've got really sensitive, staff doing a really sensitive role, you could even inform your customers, look, John Smith has got serial number A283476, whatever, and you could let them know so that that check can be done. It's really unlikely that that could be copied. It's possible because nothing's impossible. But then there's another system that we use, which is going right over the top of this with the film holographic as well. So you kind of get two things in one. There is a third one, which is probably the most secure, and that's to have ultraviolet print put beneath the card. So it's just, you run that under an ultraviolet light and then the print shows up. It doesn't show up otherwise, which we can do as well. But holographics, these really look the part, they act the part as well, and they really do a very good job at a cost-effective price of pretty much removing the possibilities of somebody copying the card, remodeling the card, and doing it in an authentic way, which would allow them to, one, gain access to buildings, two, mislead people into allowing them into premises, or just to be present in a big place such as an NHS establishment, and just go about like getting up to their mischief unchallenged is the thing. Because if somebody's got a lanyard on, an NHS lanyard, which you can buy, off Amazon and eBay, but then they've got the card as well, no one's going to really challenge them. It's really unlikely. But if you look at our blog, you'll see some examples of on the BBC News website of where people have been working, kind of not working, but hanging around the NHS hospitals. There was one fairly recently in Scotland where someone was arrested and challenged, but it may have been weeks before that person was challenged. So if you're looking for a higher security card which protects your people and your business from perpetrators, the kind of perpetrators that get in touch with us several times a week asking can we create ID for them, then give us a call, drop us an email at Ahead Solutions, because it's something that we can do at affordable prices. There's different kind of levels of security, of course, we can advise you on them, and there is obviously different pricing which makes it affordable to everyone. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on another one of these very soon.